Well, hello again, everyone. It's Nick Michalak with Steve Frazier.
Hello, everyone.
And we're your commentary friends to the end.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
As we're tackling 1988's Child's Play.
Woohoo!
So, guys, if you have your own fantastic copy of this film, you can hit the timestamp to 0 to sync it up with us, and I'll give you a countdown here. And in 3, 2, 1, play.
This is the Blu-ray edition you got?
Yes, I picked it up especially for the commentary, because I hadn't seen the film in maybe 7 years. I had the old 20th anniversary DVD, so I was like, yeah, I gotta get up to speed here.
I think the 20th anniversary is the one that I have as well. I've not upgraded to blue yet.
Yeah, had it at Best Buy for about $18. Feel like, okay, well, for a Screen Factory 2-disc set, that's a fair price.
Yeah, sure. 1988. We just had the big 30th anniversary here.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Actually, it was released in November, so we're a little ahead of the curve.
Oh, okay. We have our subtitles on.
Yes.
We recommend that you do as well, because you're probably listening to us and not to the...
Yeah, follow the plot a little bit closer than we probably will.
Well, yeah. Maybe. So this one has always been a fan, or I've been a fan of, because I'm a homer, and we're both from the suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah,
this takes place in Chicago.
And it's clearly written by someone who knows the geography, because they talk a lot about stuff on the south side, Van Buren and Wabash. I mean, we've been to these places here and there.
Sure.
They're very solid, and they were shooting this on location, at least the exterior stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty authentic here. I mean, those L tracks are pretty iconic.
Yeah.
I don't know why some people associate that with New York City, because I don't know. I mean, I guess there are some trusses like that, but I mean, the L trains.
Yeah, New York is mainly subway.
Yeah. I mean, we're up, they're down. All right, so we've got Brad Dourif here.
Yes.
Everyone's Fireball Island. I had that. We definitely had Mousetrap. Did not have Dizzy Dizzy Dinosaur though. Can't wait to go into a toy store. You know how I like production design. Here we go. Man, R.I.P. to the toy stores, right?
Yeah.
This just isn't a thing. KB Toys are out of the malls. Look at them all. I can look at those beauties.
Oh yeah.
Obviously Toys R Us just went belly up.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif with hair here. That's new. Or
old.
It's old.
He's got almost your hair.
Yeah. That's pretty similar. I did not have a Fisher-Price marching band.
Yeah. They definitely get that good guy merchandising right up in you, but it's subtle enough, I think, that you're watching the action in the scene, you're not really paying attention. When you're not us, but general audience is looking at the action in the scene, and just it's subliminal.
Well, other than that,
good guys all
the
over
big
the place.
Wall of them, I think, was pretty intentional. But.
Yeah, but I'm just seeing not watching it after I just watched it yesterday. Now I'm paying attention to that stuff.
Sure. Power Play Hockey. I didn't have that. That looked like a wall. Oh, Operation. Everyone loves Operation. And
apparently him being live action is the only time he was ever on set. Everything else in the whole film was him
just looping,
pre-recording the dialogue for them to sync it up with the animatronics and stuff.
Ooh, Perfection over there on the right-hand side, and next to Torpedo Run. I had both of those games. Perfection is awesome. I like that so far. We've talked about before. You start a scene in the middle of the scene, and so they've got this shootout. We don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
All we know is that. Wait, have they identified Sarandon as a cop in this?
Yeah, because right at the beginning, the first shot, he was pretty much talking like a radio. It's like, I got the Lakeview Strangler or whatever it is they call it.
Okay.
So yeah.
But I mean, aside from that, it's a pretty decent open here, right?
Yeah, this could be any crime thriller of the 80s right here. It could be a Seagal film type of thing,
Sure.
You could just throw you in there a Bronson film just as easily.
God, that's so good. I suppose we'll save a little bit for later on.
Yeah,
when we talk about the remake, which is going to be horseshit. But
should release some kind of teaser. I didn't watch it.
I saw all they. I guess we'll talk about it now. They showed a production photo.
Okay. We'll get to it later. Then.
All right.
I'll hold off.
Directed by Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Well, here's where things get a little weird.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different.
I mean, I was thinking about the whole thing is like, people probably would think just the concept alone, you get a goofy, tongue-in-cheek horror film or whatnot, but this is as outlandish as the film kind of gets, but it's all played with enough horror atmosphere that it feels like a Frankenstein or something like that. It feels classic enough.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, not getting...
Oh, look at this blowout.
Yeah, there you go.
Holy Jesus. Poor Jimmy Wong next door.
Jimmy Wong. The fire's next door. They're cooking up some stuff next door, Jimmy.
Right. I bet this was a lot of fun to just destroy the set.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Skee-Ball. I don't remember Skee-Ball ever being like a take-home version.
No.
I only remember the Chuck E. Cheese Skee-Ball.
Yeah.
Chris Sarandon in a cable knit sweater here. That's
There's a little Mrs. Voorhees.
He's got good hair,
action
though.
There. Yeah, he's got a good coif. He's still got a good look to him. Met him at Days of the Dead a few years ago. He was cool.
Yeah, I saw him there. I didn't meet him, though.
Yeah, I met him, sat in on his panel. He talked a couple of different films, but he didn't talk really about Child's Play that I recall.
So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something, and then I got distracted. Oh, we were talking about the kind of supernatural bit there.
Yeah.
And how, look, the kid on the right there works for Target. So, it's silly, but it's also, I don't know, like, it's an 80s kind of setup. I don't know.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's like, yeah, on paper it's a goofy idea, whatnot, but if you play it with enough respect to what you want to do here, it can come off just as earnestly as anything else.
I mean, as silly as it is, I buy it much more than like, the doll is just, came to life by itself, or I don't know, it's a ghost story or something stupid.
I mean, and it's not too far removed from like Jason Lives, where Jason gets resurrected that way and everything like that. I mean, just in terms of like aesthetics and kind of the tone, but this is even dialed a little bit more towards the serious thriller aspect.
Sure. Boy, that's a lot of sugar, kid. I mean, granted, he's what, 5'6"?
Yeah,
so, oh my God, that is the scariest shit of all time. That's more scary than anything else.
That's fucking terrifying. Imagine if that was tranching through the movie.
Like, oh my God.
But isn't he the most adorable fucking
He's
thing?
absolutely.
Absolutely. Vincent.
Vincent, yeah. He does the convention circuit.
Yeah.
I've not had the pleasure of meeting him yet, but they just did a big reunion here in Chicago at one of the horror conventions over the summer. And unfortunately, I couldn't go, but Brad Dourif was there, and I believe Tom Holland was there, and all of the cast. So it was really cool. I just didn't get to go. Mm-hmm. Brad Dourif is really, the one to meet out of the cast.
Yeah, I mean he's certainly the most eclectic, you'd say, in terms of personality.
I mean, this is
perfectly an 80s feel for the whole thing. I mean, it's genuine, but I mean, just like it easily takes you back to childhood. Even if you didn't do this specifically, it feels like any kind of sitcom you're watching at the time. Something like that.
Yeah. And I was going to say that how great did they portray this, 6-year-old who is completely obsessed with the fad of the day.
Oh,
which is, I mean, anybody that's, got a kid.
Oh, yeah. It's like I'm sure I had Ninja Turtles.
Right.
DJs.
Or, I mean, and even, modern day, Dora the Explorer, or Bob the Builder, or whatever. Like kids are just drawn. Now, see, the butter, I'm down with the butter. Now, I don't know about the burnt toast, but that country crock that he did a full cup of.
Yeah.
I can get down with that. I guess it was margarine.
Yeah.
I like that the subtitles said blows raspberry. We're to imagine what that noise meant. That's funny. So here he wants to go get his presents. Who wouldn't want a present?
Of course.
And here's the convenient news story.
Yeah.
About
the incident
Charles
last
Lee
night,
Ray on Wabash Avenue.
Yeah.
I think this is a great setup right here.
I like that the film is set in winter, but it makes you almost trick out, think maybe it's Christmas, but it's not. So it's like it's. I like that.
Right.
It almost there, but it's not entirely there.
And how great is it that he opened up clothes? Like this is a great setup.
In the 5-foot long box.
The audience is like, oh, he's gonna get the doll now.
Yeah.
And then the mom's all excited because every mom is excited. He just threw the card like, fuck this thing. And here's a classic single mom.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make excuses because I can't get this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, Carson Perry Scott.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
R.I.P.
But, yeah, I mean, it's like, there was always that one toy you wanted as a kid, but it was a little too expensive for them to justify. It's like, I always wanted a proton pack.
Oh, okay.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They would never buy me one, so I kind of makeshifted one out of a backpack.
Well, who didn't?
Some other things.
Right, everyone did.
But they got me the trap.
Oh,
the
well.
ghost traps.
Well, you had this exact same scenario.
The same thing. I probably asked it for like 3 different Christmases, I'm sure.
I love this scenario
forever.
here where...
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bum in the alley. He's got your doll. That's the one you want, right? And it's $50. $50 in '88. That thing, that's a lot of money.
That's some rich merchandise there.
I don't remember if it showed what the retail was in the toy store.
No, I think there's some... Watching it last night, I don't know exactly where it comes out. I think it's over $100.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Maybe it was in the commercial.
Maybe.
And we just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I need pink bow ties in my life. I really do. Carson's. I don't remember if Carson's is a Chicago-based company or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We just call it Carson's,
Yeah.
even though it was Carson Perry Scott.
Yeah. I think Marshall Fields was kind of, and they're not based there, but it's always like, it was like the big downtown store or whatnot, and that passed a long while ago.
Yeah, I suppose. And I'm trying to think if there was a big, obviously like the Macy's.
Yeah, because there was Marshall Fields, and they transplanted over to Macy's, and there was a big uproar.
Oh, right.
Roughly, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe.
So, this is hilarious. When she says, these aren't groceries coming up. Like, I mean, I guess the kid's only 6,
in
but...
a 6-foot box. The box is bigger than the kid.
Like, why would the kid think that was groceries? Like, she came up with groceries and he bought it? I don't know.
She's got an entire box full of Italian rolls or something.
Yeah, I mean, what could it possibly be? This doll is one of the greatest, like, props in the history of cinema.
Well, mainly due to Kevin Yeager, who they hired for this thing and brought his whole team on to design it and sculpt it and create all the animatronics.
Kevin Yeager, who previously worked on Fred Krueger's face.
Yeah.
Can he just be on like the Mount Rushmore right there with Savini and
Kane BFX and
right? Yeah. I mean, like, holy Lord.
Yeah.
This doll is out of control.
It's fantastic.
A few years ago, at one of the conventions, I think it was the Days of the Dead. they had they always have a booth that has movie props, studio used stuff, and they had a screen used good guy doll. And I walked by and I was completely enamored because obviously it's like I don't know if it was like the main. Obviously they made like $600 for this thing, so it was one of them. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But it was intact. It was it looked like this.
Yeah.
And I was just, I mean, it was like you're staring at it and you're going, oh my God, like this is the real deal.
Yeah.
And maybe a half hour later, I walked by the booth again and some guy is holding it. And I was like, wait, you can touch it? And so the guy who was in charge of the booth looked at me, he goes, do you want to hold it? And I couldn't even say I couldn't even say anything. I just nodded vigorously up and down. I did, like, words couldn't come out of my mouth, right? So he hands it to me, and now I'm holding a Chucky doll, or a good guy doll, rather. And that's sad that it's become known as a Chucky doll, but it's not. It's a good guy doll.
The brand name of it,
right, right. Chucky was one of many. So now I'm holding this thing, and it's heavy, and it's that heavy plastic where the head articulates and the hands articulate, and you're kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm holding. And it was one of the coolest things ever. So my friend was with me, and we took a selfie, but I kind of made it look like Chucky took the selfie. So it was great. It's one of my favorite pictures. And I actually saw somebody just released a sweater, like a mock sweater that actually looks like this.
Nice.
Because he's not actually wearing overalls. It's a sweater that looks like you're wearing overalls. And so this gimmick sweater, comic style sweater that, I don't know if it's like an ugly Christmas sweater or whatever, but it's designed to look like you're wearing what Andy's wearing now. I have not committed to getting that just yet. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And here again, where we have a situation where the kid says something and the parents are like, no, I'm the parent. I know better. Yeah. And of course, any logical adult would say, this doll didn't go there by itself.
Oh, yeah.
But how awesome is it that the doll wanted to watch the news?
It's nice that we're just kind of slightly ahead of all that type of stuff, because we saw the whole thing in the toy store with him doing whatever magic he's doing. So it's like we're clued in on something supernatural has kind of gone down already. We haven't completely had everything kind of line up to figure out exactly what's happening, but we have enough clues to inform ourselves. Right,
where at this point maybe Andy put him there.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the kid says he didn't.
Yeah.
And then in a minute here, we'll know, okay, for sure he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I bet the trailer probably showed that the doll came to life, and you knew that going in.
I was watching the trailer earlier. It was like they were very clever about not really showing much about that. It was very suggestive.
Oh, really?
Shots, so they're
okay.
They knew how to be restrained back then. Most parts.
I feel like
not all trailers.
The trailer process has gone through an ebb and flow. Where, like in the '70s, they showed you the whole movie.
Oh yeah. They're like 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah, and then in the '80s and '90s, it was like, and then now we're back to showing you the whole movie again.
Yeah.
So this building is still in existence. It's on Diversey Avenue in Chicago.
Yeah, I looked it up on Google Maps last night.
Yeah, I think there's a Walgreens at the bottom now.
Exactly the same.
It looks exactly the same. One of my favorite movie theaters of all time is like 2 blocks from there.
Oh, which one's that?
It's the Century Center on Landmark Century Center on Clark and basically Diversey.
Yeah, I think I was there once a couple years ago.
It's in like the 3rd or 4th floor.
There's like a parking garage there.
Yep.
And
so
it's
shout
a
out,
beautiful place.
Shout out to the Landmark Century Center. downtown Chicago. They're one of those real limited places. So if there's only 2 copies that go to the city of Chicago, they're getting one.
That's why I went there, because there was a limited release film a few years ago, and it's like, well, this is playing here, and I gotta go.
Great low to the ground shot here to give you the. But then again, it could be the kid.
Yeah.
You don't know. Oh, and there goes a midget wearing the costume.
But yeah.
There's a couple of great shots in this movie where you can clearly tell that it's a midget wearing the outfit, and it's hilarious.
Or little person, if you want to.
Well, I guess. I don't
People
know.
are sensitive.
You can't say midget now?
I
Come on.
The world is so sensitive. So. Well.
Shout out to all the midgets out there. I love you. I really do.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that the performer was the same guy who did like a couple of McDonald's commercials, did Howard the Duck.
Oh, okay. Like he actually played Howard the Duck?
Yeah, with Spaceballs as well, so he had gotten himself a good track record of stuff, so Tom Holland wanted to get him because he knew his, the quality of his performances.
When the irony is that you're not supposed to be able to tell that...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So is he good at just not being revealed as a midget?
I imagine so.
That's his talent, is being able to act and not be able to tell that it's a person inside the costume? Because that's actually a pretty good talent.
Yeah.
The Oscar for Best Non-Acting goes to the midget guy. This is great, because she's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And the audience is like, fine. I think at this point the audience can figure out that, like, okay, maybe the doll actually is nefarious here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a really solid scene here because, I mean, they're using the tension and suspense like it's any other regular horror film. You're not... That's why I'm so struck by this and why it's so good as we go along. It's like it doesn't treat it tongue-in-cheek. It doesn't treat it goofy.
No, I mean...
It gives it gravitas.
If you compare it, really, to some of the other toy movies... you know, there was like demonic toys, and there were
Masters.
Yeah, there's a few different ones out. Dolls, I think, was one.
Yeah,
and they all are very like silly.
Yeah,
and this one's not silly.
Yeah,
good rotary phone. I like it. 1988.
Yes.
Is that rolling pin hung on the wall? Who hangs the rolling pin on the wall? Like. Doesn't it go in a drawer in a cabinet or something? Let me mount it at an angle. Yeah, she thinks it's funny too. It's my apartment. I don't know how to decorate. I just hang any old appliance on the wall. Oh. This is good.
Yeah. And I like the fact that even though they had all the tricks in the bag to realize the actual doll moving on screen and stuff like that, they're strategic of what they're showing you.
Right. It was just a flash so far, and really nothing else.
Yeah, it's a lot of point of view camera shots and quick little flashes here and there. A lot of the film is very suggestive stuff until they actually have to have it come out and reveal itself.
Like right here?
Yeah. Because it's also a little bit from the character's point of views in general that no one's really seeing what's actually happening.
That was a little dramatic. I mean,
that's a little dramatic, but that's a hell of a stunt.
It is a hell of a stunt. I wonder if they had to have used like a dummy or something, right?
Well, it was moving around, so they probably just had one of the
crash pad?
Air mattress or something at the bottom. Yeah.
How awful would this be?
Oh yeah,
you
terrifying.
get home from work. It's your 6-year-old kid's birthday.
Yeah.
There's, 300 public service officers at your building. Now, I've never actually been in the building. I don't know if
No.
this interior is that particular building. It could be.
There's a little bit of that Bradbury building type of feel if you ever seen Blade Runner or Wolf or the Genesis music video for Tonight.
Yeah.
It's got that weird look.
Get your feet off the couch, you asshole.
He's sitting there reading someone else's newspaper or some shit.
He's got a goldfish. I never noticed he had a goldfish.
Huh.
Or whatever fish. And a really creepy Jack-in-the-Box.
And Catherine Hicks is fantastic in this.
Yeah.
I think generally, I mean, she fits the role of mom very well.
Yeah, she plays concerned very well.
Mm-hmm.
There are moments when I just don't buy it.
Okay. Maybe a little
it's like she's
too
acting.
hysterical or something
She's
like
acting like a mom, and she's not behaving like a mom. If that makes any sense. Especially also here, this whole like
this one could use a little more tenderness with the kid or whatnot instead of trying to just kind of ordering to bed. But I can see the direction, motivation that she's very hysterical in the moment.
Yeah,
but she's not thinking as quite as as much emotional rationale as she normally would.
Yeah, I guess I feel like she dismisses the fact that her best friend is dead.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
a lot of ground to traverse in the scene, so it's probably maybe a little too much to cover in a short period of time to have her emotionally deal with everything.
Yeah,
I can get that. I think that's possibly more screenplay direction issue.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot going on, and I'm not trying to nitpick. I mean, I know that I nitpick for a living, but I don't.
I get you. I was kind of thought floated through my head when I was watching it.
It's one of those where like there's something missing, but you can't quite put a finger on it.
Yeah. I think through the rest of the film, they don't have a continued resonance about Maggie having perished.
Right. In her home, it's her best friend. I mean, if my best friend... Now, I don't have a son who was in danger.
Yeah.
But if my best friend died, like, especially in my house...
Took a sixth floor header out the window.
Well, yeah, in any fashion. Like, that would mess me up. Now, I get it. She's got other circumstances because... things happen with the kid, like he runs away, as we're going to see.
Yeah.
And she has other things to keep her
She doesn't
busy.
have the luxury to slow down and grieve.
Right. So that's where I give her a pass. But I feel like there's certain moments here where it's like,
Yeah. And you're seeing early on, it's like, well, she's having maybe a little struggle meeting ends the meet financially, so... she's not going to take a week off to kind of deal with everything. She's got to go back into work and keep earning the paycheck.
She needs a better wardrobe. That blouse has got to go.
Yeah, the wardrobe is very momish. I think there was a photograph on there, probably about the passed away dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was there for a second there.
I never paid any attention to that.
Yeah, I just noticed it before he turned the lights off. There's a wider shot of Chucky. You'd be able to see it on
I do love the childhood innocence here.
Oh, yeah.
Because at 6, you don't make, altogether...
right there.
Oh, yeah.
The red sweater.
You don't make altogether rational logic, Yeah,
like
there's fantasy in your head.
Wide imaginations with the kids and everything. So, I mean, like... And plus... retroactively, is go back and see the film and everything, you know that Chucky himself has been talking to the kid to kind of get him to do things that he
prime
needs.
him a little bit,
trying to allow him the freedom to do what he needs to do to move forward in his plot.
See, I also feel like she threw him out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's like, this is an active crime scene. I feel like they would decide when to leave. She doesn't get the luxury of throwing them out.
Yeah. This would be cornered off for at least a day or whatnot, and
I mean,
ask her to stay with a family member or something like that.
Right, put them up in a hotel, something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And this is poor man's Bruno Kirby here. Because every time I watch this movie, I go, "Oh, Bruno Kirby's in this movie." Oh, wait, no,
but the
it's
mustache
not.
guy.
yeah.
Now he looks like a Chicago cop.
Of course he does.
Sarandon, I don't buy a Chicago cop in this. He doesn't feel Chicago.
Not really. He doesn't.
It feels like just regular cop. Doesn't feel Chicago to me.
He feels a little New York to me.
A little.
I feel like all Chicago cops are required to have a big mustache.
Yeah, because I mean, there's the air of like Hill Street Blues
right.
and everything. And probably 90% of the male cast had one, I'm sure.
Or that classic Chicago accent.
Yeah.
Put a little
bratwurst.
Yeah. Yeah, a little sausage and peppers and I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Put a little twang on there and make it Chicago.
So, yeah.
So, I could see here also from her point of view.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, maybe my kid is mentally ill. And that's what she's going through at this point.
She's freaking out a little bit. I mean, again, the whole thing is like, well, your best friend just died in your place, and now this kid's kind of talking crazy talk. And
I love this.
Yeah.
Where the kid says that Aunt Maggie was a real bitch.
Oof.
And...
Yeah.
Like, also the fact that he came up with the name Charles Lee Ray, and the fact that she's always dismissed the TV, so she probably hasn't paid attention to the news to know that Charles Lee Ray is a real person. Mm-hmm. And here, she's trying to convince him.
Yeah.
Which we all know you can't rationalize with a child.
Yeah.
But, she's saying, is something wrong with... Now she's thinking, is something wrong with my kid? And you can see that in her face.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, they just had the dialogue there. It's like, are you yelling at me because Aunt Maggie died or whatnot? It's
right.
Like, and then she kind of like... Yeah, there's a little bit of that, why she's being so...
Callous,
so much like that. So it's like, I mean, there's... It happens with everyone. As I'm sure it happens with parents and whatnot. That's like you're stressed out from this, that, and the other thing in life, and you
accidentally take it out on the kid.
Just kid bugs you at the wrong moment or whatnot, and things just have the wrong reaction. But it's nice that you have that kind of digress moment there, and it's like, yeah.
I can't get over how great that doll is.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Especially right next to him and whatnot, when he's always cuddling towards it, like, that feels so perfect.
Because it's so innocent, but it's so scary at the same time.
That too, right there.
The
simple head turn thing.
And they showed you in the commercial that the head moves.
Oh, yeah.
So... One of the horror prop companies recently did a GoFundMe, and they made a limited run of using the same molds and whatever, a reproduction of it.
That happens.
And I think the thing ended up costing $500 or something. And I was real close to doing it. And then at the very last moment, I decided it's not quite worth $500 to me, and perhaps they would, after the initial run, either sell some leftovers, maybe they'd do it again for the cheaper price, and this was just like a GoFundMe, and then a perk of that level of donation got you the doll.
Just to get it off the ground.
Right. So if they do it later, then,
they might have leftover materials for the
right. If it's $300, I might be putting down I might put down three bills for that thing.
Okay.
I don't know. I might need one in my house. This is so Chicago. I love it.
This is absolutely so much, yeah.
Trying to get a look at which line this was here. The I mean, that's Chicago
Wells,
right there.
I think that's Wells Street.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's the right Merchandise Mart area.
So this is probably the red line then. We should be able to tell in the window. The little signs in the windows of the L trains are colored based on which.
Okay.
For those of you that don't live in Chicago, they're all colors.
Yeah.
The routes are named after colors. So there's the red line, the blue line, the green line.
When you're looking at the map, you can figure out what the heck you're looking at.
Right, right.
This is the bad part of town.
Right. I don't think that's there anymore, isn't it? This is the Cabrini Green area?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Which is where the movie Candyman takes place.
Exactly.
Maybe we should put that on the list, since we love Chicago. Look at that Chicago guy. Camo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's red on the stairs there, so that was in
Okay.
fact the red line. Confirmed. But look at this dump.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago used to be real gross with homeless and
Yeah.
Lower Wacker Drive was
Oh, yeah.
all filled with homeless folk.
Yeah.
And they've cleaned up the city pretty well.
Yeah.
So there really isn't a lot of this anymore.
No.
I mean, look at that shithole. I love that the doll's almost as big as him.
Yeah.
I have to tinkle. Yeah.
I can't help it. Alex Vincent just ungodly adorable in this whole film. Every line that he has.
It's his
it just
delivery.
Feels so,
yeah.
so good.
How great
is
is this?
That sweet innocence of everything.
I love the low camera angles.
Yeah, nice steady cam work.
Now this would be the gentleman who drove away the getaway car at the beginning, leaving Charles Lee Ray to be gunned down.
Yes.
Oh, friends.
Sweet.
I like that the subtitle said "rats squeaking." That makes me happy. Rats continue squeaking. Amazing.
Yes.
So it's interesting how that, the hand movements, they look so bizarre compared to what we're used to with just the rigid. The old blow out the burner and turn up the gas.
Yeah.
I never understood really how that worked, because you would either smell the gas or
you would.
Wouldn't it? You'd really have to have a sealed off room in order for that to spark.
Yeah, and once you start ventilating out, it gets a lot harder for it to just kind of go off that way.
Right, to combust.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're homeless and you find this home, this is pretty nice compared to being outside.
It's roomy.
Being outside in the snow, you just squatters' rights, right?
Yeah. Sure, it's got asbestos all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure. Lead paint.
Oh yeah,
you just bullet holes wherever. What kind of 6-year-old runs toward the sound of bullets?
It's a little kooky, yeah.
But he wants his doll. I don't know.
He's afraid for Chucky.
Maybe he thinks Chucky's shooting a gun.
Maybe someone's shooting a gun at Chucky.
Well, right. You got to save his kid.
Guy.
Good reaction out of that guy too. Like, I almost just shot a kid.
Yeah.
As opposed to thinking, why is there a kid in my yard?
Yeah. Well, this is good. It's like you see exactly what's coming, but it pays off really well.
It's like stove parts out in the...
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Now that is a Chicago bonfire. Look at this thing.
Jeez.
I mean, they blow up a house. Like, that's not CGI, folks.
Oh, no.
That's... Oh, We're cleaning up the neighborhood. You shooting a movie? Let's blow up a house.
Sure, why not? Rats be damned.
Well, yeah. No rats were harmed in the making of this movie, from what I understand. Good wool pea coat there out of her. An ugly color.
Matches her hair, though.
Sure. This kid is great.
Oh, man.
And the kid knows the names of these people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And where the guy lived.
Right. He knew the name. I mean, I guess you could chalk it up to maybe the kid
News
watched
report.
the news. Yeah.
But still, I mean, how do you know where to get on the L train and where to get off and where to find the place? I mean...
Right. Kids don't know how to take the L train. How did the kid get the money for the L train?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could have just run under the turnstile there. The L train costs money, folks.
Yes.
But even today, it's only like $2 a ride. So back then, it had to be a quarter or 50 cents. But still. And this is great. The kid's beating up the doll because he thinks
he's betraying him.
Right.
Yeah, just like it's great acting.
I mean, and this is such a great scenario because from the adult's point of view, the kid's cuckoo.
You're terrified because you don't want this kid being taken away from you.
Which is what's going to happen here.
She loves him to death and everything. Actually, we'll see it more later, but the doctor is Jack McGee from the Incredible Hulk TV series.
Oh, okay. Which I haven't seen in 20 years, but...
Don't make me angry, Mr. McGee. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
He's
in the opening sequence of the entire
series.
Yes. So
yes.
This is the crazed reporter hunting down the Hulk.
Why does she have a drafting desk in her house?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I mean, she works at a jewelry counter at Carson's.
Right.
Was she architect on the weekends?
Right. Moonlighting. So, here we go. Where
she's going a little batty.
She's going a little batty, but she's batty because she's thinking, am I crazy to actually think my kid could be telling the truth?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the husband was a drafter.
Maybe.
The dead dad.
Yeah, because, I mean, we get no context of how long it's been since he passed.
Makes sense. And here's a great shot where you're waiting for something to happen in the background, but it doesn't. How perfect is that?
Yeah.
Like, they framed it so good.
Chucky's very good at keeping kayfabe.
Yeah, there you go.
Doesn't break character, folks, until he really has to.
Like right now.
Until he's got to strangle a lady.
What a great reveal!
That's fantastic.
Is this the midpoint of the movie? Are we 45 right now?
Yeah, thereabout, yeah.
Okay, so classic screenwriting, right? Screenwriting's a math problem, folks. You can literally like plan it out, and you know almost to the minute what's happening based on what page you're on.
Measure out your plot turns.
Oh, there's another picture of dead dad up there.
It's the same one too.
You're sure? I'm sure they just moved it from the kids' room. So.
Probably like the producer of the movie or some shit.
Oh, it could be.
Probably is.
It could be. So, classic midpoint when, there's a reveal or the characters make a main turn. Here's the doll has now revealed itself.
Yeah.
That's a great midpoint.
Yeah.
It's scary as shit, right?
Yeah.
Because he isn't using Brad Dourif's voice yet.
Yeah, he's still playing the doll.
Don't peek under the couch, bitch. You run. great camera shot.
Yeah.
Like the silhouettes, the lighting here.
I like the cinematography here. It's like it's not flashy or whatnot, but it really serves the purpose of everything very, very well. And this is all kind of shot on a sound stage and everything, so they could fly walls around and move things around. They weren't constrained by a practical location. But it feels so practical. Sometimes some of these sets feel like sets, but they really do a lot of good stuff to make it feel as authentic as possible.
And here's a great moment of acting, because at this point the audience knows that this doll is alive.
Yeah.
In real life, the doll's not alive. She's acting with the doll.
Yeah.
And the audience is thinking, that doll's gonna come alive. So like,
strangle her in any second.
You fooled us, right? Like we're in it.
Yeah.
We believe it.
There it is.
You filthy slut.
It's like it's breaking character now. Biting and scratching and shit. I love
this scene used to scare the shit out of me as a kid.
I could definitely see people being frightened the shit out of this the first time they saw it.
I was a kid. Like, I was probably, 10 or 11 when I saw this. In, 90, 91, I rented it. And it was like, holy fuck.
And they built several different ones. Apparently one of them they built for just kind of like the flailing type of stuff. They put like a Makita drill bit and a motor in there to just have it kind of flail all over the freaking place.
Yeah, there's a great documentary. I don't know if it's on the special features here about the doll. And is that the one you watched?
Well, I watched the Screen Factory one where they talked with Howard Berger for about like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like one of the last things Berger did before he joined up with Greg Nicotero and Robert Kurtzman for K&B Effects.
So good. All of those people.
Oh yeah, top of the line.
Those three and Savini are your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. There's a Rob Bottin in there too. So.
Trust the Midas touch.
There you go.
$59 an axle. It's probably $200 an axle now.
No shit.
That old school taxi.
Oh yeah. Now it's an Uber.
Sure.
No one puts taxis in movies anymore. I love that now she looks just like the kid now.
Right. And
you think she's gone completely fucking nutcase. I just love that domino effect throughout this entire film, that every person who comes to realization that everyone's been telling the truth
tries to convince the next one.
Tries to convince the next one equally as fucking insane.
Right. And it's going to happen with Sarandon too.
Yeah, I love it.
That's good cinema, right? Yeah. Screenwriting. I mean,
and that's why this film benefits so much of playing the thing is so grounded. It feels like everything feels like genuine, authentic world out here.
Cop drama.
And you just got this weird thing going on, supernatural-wise, that absolutely no one can possibly, in their right minds, think is genuine.
Which makes it completely plausible that each character would not believe the next.
I know this shot. I this is off of Canal, and it's right across the river.
Down on the Riverwalk there?
No, the others around the bend of the river. Canal Street. I've shot like a couple pieces of footage over there.
Look like Kurt Russell from The Thing. In our archives now, if you want to go back and hear us talk about The Thing.
Yeah.
Find a bum. That's a good game to play. I can't imagine, like, walking around Chicago in the winter trying to find a bum. Bum is such an underused derogatory comment also.
You're a bum.
Yeah, nobody calls anybody a bum anymore. I love Bum. Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
In that shitty hat. I feel like he's in other stuff, this Bum.
He's got kind of a somewhat familiar look of some sort, yeah.
I mean, he's kind of a character actor. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never done anything big, but I feel like he's been around.
Yeah.
Classic Bum. What are you going to give me?
What are you going to give?
Will you give me money?
Yeah.
He needs money.
No? That's not enough?
And look, all the other bums are
Kind of
angling in.
moving in there.
Yeah. It's like she's fresh chum to the water.
Yeah.
Oh. An attempted rape.
Yeah.
That's always good. Great boombox. Look at that thing.
Look at that sucker.
That's hot. It's got to be hot.
me
Literally,
that
it's got to be stolen, right?
Sure it is.
And I guess, you know, he believed her enough to follow her.
Well, yeah, probably at least to the point where it's like, well, he knows she's going down to this rough part of town that she should not be in.
Right, he's going to look out for her.
Yeah, he's not going to show up 10 minutes after something happens and
I guess that's a good
feel like garbage.
good cop quality,
Yeah,
right? Cop,
yeah.
That's something a cop would do.
Oh, yeah. It's like, the lady's going to go and go off a little bit off the deep end. Someone's got to watch her back. Yeah, Lakeshore Strangler is what they call them, yeah.
The Lakeshore Strangler. That's a great name.
Yeah.
I killed him. And here's the old, you know, you knew and you didn't. I mean, this is the Nancy Thompson come to Jesus meeting with Marge there, right? You knew the whole time?
Yeah, whoever found this exterior location just had a stroke of genius because it looks fantastic on film.
You know, like I said, I think there's a Walgreens in the lower floor at the moment, so it's not, you know.
There's a Walgreens everywhere.
Well, sure. At the corner of Happy and Healthy, right? Isn't it? Dear Walgreens, if you'd like to sponsor our commentaries,
Yes.
please reach out on Twitter.
You don't want to be going to Stony Island, trust me.
I've never been.
I haven't been there, but...
You're familiar.
Well, a guy who was an assistant manager at one of my jobs ended up getting transferred to the store in Stony Island. Basically, they had to have everything locked up and stuff because it was like high crime rate, high theft rate in that area. So it's not exactly the most amicable environment for people to walk around in.
There's sections of Chicago that are so sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be stopped at a red light and they'll steal your hubcaps off your car.
Yeah, keep on rolling, people.
Yeah. There are more liquor stores than anything else in the blocks.
And don't make eye contact.
Right. So, but not nearly as many as there were back then.
No.
So, but maybe still at Stony Island.
It's a little more compacted into
There's a
smaller areas.
Chicago Sun-Times. Back when newspapers were, you know, still a thing, like they were kind of the king of the news, really. I mean, I guess in '88 we did have CNN.
Yeah.
For national news, and everybody thought that Ted Turner was insane for starting this 24-hour news channel. Who's going to want to watch the news 24 hours? You watch it at 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock, right? That's it.
There's always someone awake who needs to know something.
Right. And what you didn't see on the 5 or the 9, you read in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And whoa, how great is this? So they've done a good job of like keeping the horror elements.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, and maintaining these great Chicago shots.
Oh, yeah.
Under the L tracks.
Sequence is really well edited because I mean all this interior stuff is just like rear screen projection on a soundstage type of stuff. Then you got all the practical exteriors, and you got all the lighting rigs flying by. They really well executed this whole thing.
Great move! You burned the plastic, right?
Yeah,
and there goes the U.S. mailbox.
Federal crime right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Where did he get a knife?
That's. Imagine trying to imagine having to do all that shit.
You almost got into cock.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you want two assholes, sir? Let me help you.
You got an itch down there, I can scratch it for you.
Right. Why don't you hit the brake, sir?
Oh, he's trying.
That's great. The doll pushes the.
Well, I'm guessing he got the. They don't. I don't think they're explicit about it. I'm thinking that the cable he got, he probably cut the brake line underneath it and used that to strangle him. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, hey, I never thought of that. Yeah, I've seen this movie 24 times.
Yeah, started noticing that the cable he was strangling him with.
Maybe not 24, maybe 12 times.
There's a nice flip. There you go.
I think this is actually the same road that she was walking down earlier.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I want to say I saw Kelly's something or other in the background.
It probably had just why apply for multiple permits.
Right. They shot both of them on the same day.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks of things like that.
Yeah.
Except us.
Yeah. This is great. Apparently they built this whole thing in kind of like an elevated set so that all the puppeteers could be underneath, kind of.
Oh, like Sesame Street.
Doing it in a few select shots and everything. And
right.
I think it's just maybe little painted backdrops here and there through the broken glass.
Awesome.
That's nice. That's so.
And the camera focus in on just the eyes.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Yeah.
This movie's underrated.
Very, very much.
And I really hate that it's become, I don't know, like
almost
Chucky
falsely viewed as silly.
Yeah, I mean the sequels got. Now I will fully admit, I have seen the second one a few times. I don't hate it. I saw the third one time. I've never seen anything past the third one.
I saw Bride of Chucky like.
Look at the horse cock on that drawing
20 years
there.
ago. Jesus, mother.
You saw which one? Bride?
Bride, yeah, okay. About 20 years ago.
That was the next one after 3, right?
The Jennifer Tilly one, yeah.
Okay. So it went 1, 2, 3, and then Bride, and then...
It was like...
Curse.
Seed, Curse.
Seed, Curse, Cult.
Something like that, yeah. It's a little foggy for me.
So there's lots of them. And, you know, really, they've become, like... I don't know.
Even when ones that I've seen fans of the franchise think that was really good, the franchise has kind of gotten so far out of mainstream of exposure that's like it's basically just there for the niche fan base, and that's basically it. No one else outside of it that has seen maybe the first 2 or 3 films, whatnot, really has any knowledge that it exists. You told someone there was like 8 Chucky movies, someone was like 8.
Right. And also,
I heard like 2 or 3 of these things.
Even you just now called them Chucky movies.
Yeah.
Which...
Because after the third one, it's all Chucky, Chucky, Chucky. There's more of them with Chucky in the name than Child's Play now.
Interesting reveal here that on the voodoo aspect, not to digress from our great conversation, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nice that they're not just leaving it at what it was in the first scene. They're kind of building a little bit of layers for a backstory of where the ideas, all that stuff came from.
I mean, and I think voodoo is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's supernatural, but it's also not ghosty supernatural.
Yeah, it's very religious, spiritual type of stuff.
Hi! So...
That one's a little bit animatronic, I can tell that, but that's more the actual performer. You can kind of tell it with kind of the arm movements a little bit.
It's so good, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at that up close in HD.
Right. And the burn on the face and the gunshot.
Yeah.
But what I was getting to was that the idea that they're known as Chucky movies, and they're comical and, almost just popcorn.
Tongue-in-cheek again.
Yeah. That everyone kind of puts them all under that umbrella.
Yeah.
And they don't go back and realize that the first one, this is a solid film.
It's a pretty straight horror film.
I mean, it's not as slashery and...
No, there's a lot more thriller, mystery-based plot. But every time you get some of the horror stuff in here, it's very effective. Extremely well done. Because it's got great effects.
And it's pretty mature with this whole voodoo aspect and possession, and life after death kind of spiritualness.
I think it's almost like the same year as like Serpent in the Rainbow or something like that, which is kind of off on the other beaten track of things.
This used to scare the shit out of me as a kid because I didn't understand necessarily the voodoo aspect. And so what I realized is that, you can make a doll that breaks somebody's leg?
That's generally terrifying without...
That is right, and if I'm 10 or 11, that's scary. And this is, it's terrifying without actually being... Without real terror.
Graphicking.
Right.
Being graphic, yeah. It shows further how resourceful and dangerous Chucky can be here in this small form or whatnot. He's still as maniacal and as deadly as a character as he was as a human.
And so now he's going to have to transfer his body into the 6-year-old kid. And now that he got the information he needed, he doesn't need that voodoo man anymore.
Yeah, to kill the motherfucker. Why does he leave someone who can rat on him?
Right. You don't leave witnesses. No loose ends.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, voodoo dolls in general are cool. I've been to New Orleans half a dozen, more than that, 8, 9 times. And every time I go, one of my friends inevitably says, get me a voodoo doll. And it's like, there's only 1 or 2, even remotely authentic places that are similar to this, that look like this. Everything else is just, it's very touristy.
Yeah.
But the scary part is knowing that somewhere in the backwoods, in somebody's back room, there's actually some backwoods medicine man kind of stuff happening.
And something will get a chill up your spine.
Yeah. And I think that's what all my friends want me to go find. But I'm not going to go in search of that. Angel Heart type business. Or
there you go.
Skeleton Key. How convenient.
Yes. Long enough for the exposition.
Right. Exposition and then goodbye.
This whole setting is just utterly... just not what... You should never put a kid in this environment. This is just...
Well, it's 1988.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, this kid...
He's basically in prison.
Yeah, it's just this seems just cruel to me.
Yeah, it doesn't age well.
No.
And there's our midget guy climbing the stairs.
You're taking this kid over to this place to kind of give him some kind of therapy to make him better, but you put him in a freaking cell.
Right. I mean, bars on the windows.
Traumatic.
His little outfit is adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, and now he's
fucking tears, man. You just want to reach through the screen and give him a hug.
I mean, you do, because
God damn.
He's 6, and he's a 6-year-old should never have to be afraid for his life.
No. And the fact you're in this situation, like, you know that this maniacal freaking doll is coming to just do all kinds of bad shit to him.
And we as audience members know that he doesn't really want to kill him necessarily, although I think that is the end result.
Yeah,
right?
the kid no longer exists and Chucky's now in place, yeah. But all intents and purposes...
Well, I guess what would happen is that the Brad Dourif soul would go into the body of Andy, yes?
Yeah.
And then...
basically just transplant one soul for another.
Great visuals.
Yeah.
Stop him. You're the adult. Like, don't you think the doc would be like, how did the kid get the key?
Yeah.
And this is scary too, this, kind of hide and seek.
Yeah.
Medical ward, hospitals are scary, right?
Yeah.
I think the doll rolling is really scary.
Uh-huh.
Kids with scalpels are scary. Like, everything is great in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that a 6-year-old would have a scalpel and have to defend himself.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah. And the light gleaming off of that thing. Man, this is good.
Yeah. His death is fucking off. Just, no. Just coming up. That's what you get for trying to hunt down Bill Bixby, son of a bitch.
Karma, you asshole.
Just leave him alone. He just wants to be left alone.
You see now, if you
flared pants,
if you just listen to him, he'll kill you too.
Oh,
ow!
It's,
now that's obviously a midget there.
Yeah. No, this is just, imagine just this.
Electroshock therapy.
Electroshock, getting your head freaking fried,
and then they put some paint on his face there.
Yeah, just.
And I don't know if even that was scripted, that he just, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
We're in high def here, folks. That's like, woo. The kid tripping over the fallen tray table and just getting right back up. I mean, I don't know if that was planned.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruno Kirby? Oh, no, it's not.
I love the jacket on him, man. The jacket on this guy is just phenomenal. It's so 80s.
And there's like just dirty kids laying around in the hallway here.
This looks like the basement of an asylum.
God, I mean,
this looks horrible.
Fucking Orphan Annie over here.
Yeah. It does look like a facility in Chicago.
Well,
sorry, Chicago.
We can't be proud of everything.
No, we can't because, well, it's a difficult city to love sometimes.
Yeah.
Lucky we're in the suburbs. We don't have to pay their taxes.
Darn right. Cook County, man. Well, my house is actually in Cook County.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My house is on the county line.
Oh.
So across the street is the other county, and I'm on the expensive side of the road.
Oh.
In fact, when I first moved there, fun anecdote, I got a jury duty notice, and the jury duty is at the courthouse, like downtown.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, I live 30 miles from the lake, and fortunately I didn't have to go.
That's good.
This is the best line.
Fuck you.
This fuck you is the greatest line of the whole movie. in my opinion. Hide in the closet. Why not?
Why? Where else are you going to go?
Where else do you go? That's right. Oh, is that Beaker and Bunsen?
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of Sesame, or the Muppets, really. Anyway, so, yeah. Shout out to Cook County Taxes. Oh, the Muppet Babies. Oh, God damn, the Muppet Babies is awesome.
That could not be more 1988 if you tried.
God damn it, I love the Muppet Babies. I wish that was available on, like, DVD. I'd buy that shit in a heartbeat.
Every kid had a baseball bat sitting around.
That's the little mini one, though. There's a Mallard Duck on the mantle. Santa? Oh, no, it's not. It's our midget friend.
Yeah.
And I assume that they did a lot of, like, forced perspective.
I was thinking that because he's probably just a little bit larger than the actual doll they built, I imagine. So I think
they probably had to build a big set to make him look
a little smaller.
Make him look smaller,
possibly, yeah. And just again, very strategic of what they used in what shots versus the doll versus the actor.
He's pretty creative for a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would think to, like, get out the baseball bat and take a swing. Is he home alone right now?
Oh, yeah. The mom and the cop are on their way there from the...
Right.
The dungeon.
Right. It's a hard knock life for us. The sun will come out tomorrow. It's fine.
There we go.
And,
that's nice.
Now he's dead. You just killed a 6-year-old. At the very least, he's concussed. I don't care if you're a doll. You swing a baseball bat at somebody's head. He ain't getting up.
Yeah.
I mean, now that's Chicago, right? Now that looks like... That's got to be forced perspective, too. The
a little bit of something, yeah.
Because the image of the person that rolled him over did not look the same. It almost looked like the one from the commercial, right? The giant one that we said was so scary. The Barney dinosaur.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So this is the building. You can go right now to Diversey and I don't remember the cross street, but downtown. It looks just like that, except...
Yeah, I think it's 2800 North Pine Grove.
Pine Grove, okay. Pine Grove and Diversey, then. It's got to be. So, and right about where they cut the frame off is where the Walgreens starts. But other than that, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So good.
Nice.
The lightning.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have done any of this lighting here in post-production at this time, right?
Oh, no. Like I said, this is all built on a soundstage, so this is all...
They would have just done it with the lights on set. Yeah, they would have just
had it outside or whatnot. Yeah, just shining through the windows and flying some walls around.
I feel like today I don't trust anything, and I feel like all of that would have just been done with a computer in the back end.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of something here and there, would have color graded and thrown in some stuff here and there.
Man.
Because today they just think it's easier to do it in computers. Like, well...
It used to be such an art form.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, so many times, like, well, if you did it practically, it's probably going to save you more money in some of these cases. It's going to save you some more time. I don't know.
Movies today just piss me off.
I don't know how you keep the books on these things, but I mean...
That painting there, that was a poor choice, right? That girl is creepy.
Oh, look at the wallpaper. That's some 80s wallpaper.
It is very 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
The tray table at the end of the bed, that's bizarre, but okay. Because this is her room.
Yeah.
And I like having the kids' artwork on the wall. That's cool. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
All right, now he gone.
There we go.
Right through the knee. That's great.
Yeah.
Good reaction shot. How many times in a movie does a gun jam? And it's like, come on. Guns really, in real life, don't jam that much, do they?
I don't think so. It's like, isn't there like part of the news story? It's like, oh, the cop's gun jammed and he got ran over or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine if you...
This is so terrifying right now.
Oh, yeah. And the kid's petrified. He's scared stiff.
This might be one of those scenes that you were talking about where they put the drill bit on him and just kind of let
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't doubt that they built this thing on an elevated set as well to allow them to do what they had to. And in certain places they had like 5 or 6...
Oh, you can actually see it.
Okay.
Down there. I think you actually saw like a hand. Aw. I've never noticed that before. Great line. That's probably what I would have him write if I met him for an autograph. And I've considered it. I've considered doing it, and I just wasn't able to go to this reunion one because if you don't have Dourif, you don't get any of them, right? Like
Probably
it's
not.
Dourif or bust.
Yeah, it's like, he's the tentpole of the whole thing. You got to have him as a centerpiece, and everyone else.
And anyone else would be,
it.
just yeah.
Because otherwise, it's just like everyone just talking about the first film, and there's nothing else to go on if you don't have him there too.
Oh, it's over. Cue the happy music, right? This kid, he's so good. I really do want to meet him, just to say how great I think he is.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know where they found him, but...
I don't know. I don't know what his background was ahead of this.
I don't think he had a background ahead of this. And, whoa, look at this thing. That is a thing of beauty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's got that human eye.
That's the shot that scares the shit out of me there.
And that's so clearly a person that it kind of takes me out of it a little bit.
A little bit, but at least he's moving slow enough in the whole thing to try and maintain consistency. Now, this was Alex Vincent's at least first film credit.
Ow. That would hurt. Great reaction shots. I mean, anybody will tell you in acting 101 that good acting is actually reacting.
Mm-hmm.
And she was doing some great reacting just now.
Yeah. But yeah, again, think of this. He was 6 years old the time they were filming this.
That's unbelievable.
He was born in 81.
Now, oh my.
Jesus.
That is so good. How unfortunate is it that the Academy won't even look at a movie like this?
Yeah.
For consideration for acting.
It's not even on their radar.
No. They won't even give it the time of day.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, some of the best
effects work.
Right. I mean, at the very least, that. Look at this thing. I mean, how many Oscars does Yeager have? 0?
Probably.
That's. I mean, that shouldn't even happen. I don't want to live in a world where Yeager doesn't have an Oscar.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, this kid.
Yeah.
He's done better acting in this than some of the folks that have been nominated.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Now, are you telling me she hasn't hit the heart yet? Out of all the... I mean,
yeah,
I guess they did make a point of hitting the different body parts. But, I mean, those two...
Yeah.
Oh, Bruno Kirby? Oh, no. It's not. I'm sorry.
But, yeah, I mean, as audience members, like, you have that in the back of your head. It's like, okay, just, when are you going to get to that point of just hitting him in the heart? Or is it not going to come up at all? Because I mean, a lot. There's a fine line to ride between like false endings.
Right.
I think this thing does it very well.
Yeah, it's a little drawn out.
It's a little bit.
Oh, here we go. He's got to convince the next guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, look at that jacket, man.
Where do you even get a jacket like that? I mean, now you go to Goodwill, but...
Probably.
I mean, that thing might have been $100 back then.
I don't know what the hot men's shop was back in the 80s.
Look at that little tuft of hair on there. Burnt. Great prop right there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be a department store.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, the Carson's men's section or Macy's or what have you.
It's a little nicer than a Sears jacket. I don't know. There we go.
Outstanding.
Love that the head is still screaming out instructions.
It's outstanding.
Again, if you execute it just the wrong way, it becomes a little too stupid.
Well, yeah, on paper it probably doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't probably hold up on paper.
No.
But shout out to Faux Kirby for acting with a puppet or a doll.
Yeah.
He's flailing around.
Like a son of a bitch.
Good close up of the cock gun there.
I like the revolvers.
Yeah. And I loved that
good old fashioned revolver.
I loved that there was blood. Because nowhere else was there blood. But he shot him in the heart, blood.
Yeah.
And he gives the middle finger on the way down. God damn it. Oh. Sarandon, handsome man.
Yeah.
Oh, so creepy, so good. Burnt face, going backwards into the doll voice, and then the dead battery sound, the wind down.
Leaving.
And it took all the way to the last scene, really. But who's going to believe me? Yeah,
I love it.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know what you're going to write on this report.
You're right. That tidal wave of passing along the information and the
realization.
The realization, yeah.
Of the unbelievable. It's a real nice thread through, because it's almost like it's self-aware but not playing it self-aware. It's like the filmmakers understand the concept sounds pretty ludicrous in a reality setting, but they play it the right way to know that, be aware of that.
And a good hard freeze on the end there.
I don't get that anymore.
Not really.
Nobody does that anymore. It's all like last...
Or jump scare
right at the end or some nonsense like that these days. I mean, that's very much like Friday the 13th style type of thing there.
Yeah, it's old school.
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, old school for us means classic 80s horror, and this was a classic 80s horror. 4, 6, 8, 9 puppeteers. Friendly Chucky, Walkabout Chucky. That's good.
Yeah.
Anybody we recognize here on the stunt team? No. Interesting how ironic that Jane Alderman did the casting in Chicago, because Chicago operates with an alderman system for the different precincts, if you will, within the county, different sections there. So that's kind of Chicago irony at its greatest. Kevin Yeager, love you, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. The editing also, very, very well done.
Yeah, again, the restraint shown in places where to just see what you need to drive the story forward and keep the suspense going is so key to the editing.
Yeah, I mean, the camera work, overall, this is such a great film, and it's so underrated. I mean, it's criminally underrated, and I just feel like it's lumped in with all of the other sequels.
Yeah.
And unfairly so.
Yeah.
I mean, the second one it's silly, but at least it has, elements of scary, and they try to, move the story forward. It's not done just to be, silly and a sequel for sequel's sake, I guess.
Yeah, this one made $44 million off a $9 million budget.
God damn, $44 million in '88?
That's more than Friday the 13th movies were making at that time.
Absolutely.
That's probably almost on par with like The Dream Master, which I think was north of 50.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
54.
So it's close up to that level. I mean, that's more than like Hellraiser movies were making.
Yeah, and it definitely plays more like a drama.
Yeah.
With horror elements.
Yeah.
Like The Exorcist almost.
Yeah. I mean, you got the solid cop thriller stuff in there, but then you have the kind of domestic issues going on with it, but it feeds all into the overall narrative with Charles Lee Ray going on. And the voodoo stuff going on. It's like, if you just smatter these ideas on like a bulletin board, it would seem really hard to kind of mesh them together, but wherever the idea kind of just stemmed out from and grew from there, it worked so beautifully. Don Mancini came out with the story and worked on the script.
And I think Child's Play is an underrated title also. Mm-hmm. There's so many layers to that.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful film.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone enjoyed our chat.
Yeah.
And that's something a little different for us. We hadn't really touched on this. I don't know if we have plans to do the sequel, but
I can check them out.
We can. Oh God, that's scary. We're back to the menu with the giant commercial with the Barney man, man in the giant costume. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we might toy with the idea of a sequel or whatever. Let us know your thoughts. Shout out to all of our new followers and commenters
and people hitting us on Twitter and everything. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, love the interaction. Even if you think we suck, tell us that. We don't care. I mean, we care that. Never mind.
If you enjoyed to some degree, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we like feedback, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.